Even though it is a wonderful life, I'm not going to say that everything's perfect. There are times that I do have maybe emotional issues. People always say, well, that's great, you found out your medical information and now your life's better. Well, emotionally, it has helped me a lot too. I didn't even realize till after the reunion how things affect me that way. For example, my husband, when he and I were dating in college, I could not say goodbye, and I didn't know why. I couldn't figure out why it was so difficult to just say goodbye. I had this fear in the back of my mind subconsciously that I'd never see him again, the fear of abandonment. Because even though I was a baby, yes, I was 13 days old, it did affect me psychologically. Since the reunion, I'll say, see you later. No problem, see you tomorrow. And I'm still confident that he'll come back the next day or the next night, whatever, when he leaves out of town. It's no problem for me. So I do want to be realistic and not say that everything's perfect. Yes, my life is blessed beyond belief, but at the same time, it does help you cope with emotional and physical problems that you may have encountered. It does help resolve them. Another thing I really want to share, not only about the first experience of meeting the first baby and the breast milk, my goddaughter, I'm going to go back to that for a moment because there's more to that story. I was so blessed on that aspect that my birth brother and his wife insisted that I spend the night in the hospital room with them. So I did for both nights. I helped give them some rest, give them a break, take care of the baby. And it's hard to describe. I'll try my best. Looking at someone that looks like you, especially a baby, to me that was a foreign concept growing up. I always thought it was weird people would look like each other because it didn't make sense to me. But now, even to this day, when I look at my birth mom or one of my birth family members, it still amazes me, like, wow, we have natural curly hair or the same eyes or we have the same laugh. And it's just amazing. It really is. On the other note, it's kind of bittersweet. The first death that I had to encounter was my birth mom's dad. I called him Grandpa Kelly. And I'm very happy that I had a relationship with him. I knew him for about 2 years, and it really helped me to, have the chance to hear his side of the story and just get to know him as a person and know that he did love me. He always had loved me. He never forgot about me. He did care. And I wrote a poem that I'm going to read to you that I read at his funeral, his eulogy, and it's called Given the Chance. So bear with me if I get a little teary-eyed. 2 years ago, I was given the chance to meet a man who I never knew before, accepted me into his life with open arms. He treated me as his own granddaughter. He was my birth grandfather. Now I grieve for the loss of Grandpa Kelly. Today, I am given another chance. A chance to share, celebrate, and remember him. As I reflect upon the memories, I recall the similarities between him and me. The same look and the same taste. We both could be proud of our thick and wavy hair, as well as how much chocolate we could eat. It amazes me after only knowing this man for 2 years, how easy it could be to love him instantly. I have no doubt Grandpa Kelly loved me. He always treated me with respect and as a part of the family. He was there for me in my many times of need. At the end of his time, I was given one last chance. The chance to hold Grandpa Kelly's hand and tell him, thank you for always loving me. I was there. I did have the opportunity to hold his hand and to actually say that before he passed away. He could not speak, but I do know and I feel peace of heart because I know that he did hear me. And I know that he knows that helped me to know him and to have that relationship for those 2 years. It helped me feel more complete. You'll hear my birth sister later in the video. She makes a reference to that, and I don't think anyone could have said it better. When you're adopted and you don't know your entire birth family, every time you meet somebody, it's like putting a piece of the puzzle together every time, and you don't feel satisfied until you get the whole puzzle complete. And my birth sister was the last one for me to finally meet and complete my puzzle. I also want to encourage you. I'm all about motivation. I'm always saying, look at the positive no matter what you go through. Don't look at the negative. I know it's rough with surgeries, adoption issues, whatever it may be. Many times people tell me, Well, I searched and searched for my birth mom, or my birth dad, or a sibling. And they say that either they passed away, or they did not want to know them. But I want to use an example of a movie that my husband will say is one of my favorites. And it is bittersweet. It's Antoine Fisher. And in that movie, you may recall, he does not get to know all of his birth family, but he was given an opportunity to know some of them. So I want to encourage you that, yes, it may be rough. I may have had it a little bit easier with my birth mom helping find me, but I wanted to encourage all of you, if you do want to search, that if you search for someone and the first person may be scared, may reject, don't take that as a no. Take that as an opportunity to look for the next sibling. I have a very good friend from college who found out about a year ago that his grandfather is adopted. And he has been begging his mom to find his birth grandfather. He really wants to know him. And as one of my friends always says, there is no life without hope. So never give up and always just try and just believe, because I would not be here today with family and friends like y'all that are here and all of you listening to my story if I did not believe that this was possible. And I also, I'm ready for the video, but before we begin, this song for me describes my story best. It's called Strangers Like Me. You may have heard it from the Tarzan movie. I love all the adoption movies, as you can tell. And it's so true because it talks about strangers like me. You know, I mentioned earlier that every time I look at someone that looks like me, it just amazes me every time. So I have put photos together, like a slideshow video with the songs and music, and family photos of my birth siblings and birth parents and so on. And after that, you will hear commentary from my birth mother, my birth father, my birth siblings, and me, as well as my best friend and husband, because my best friend and husband have both known me for over 10 years, so they know how I was before and after my reunion, and they will tell you that I am different, but for the better. So thank you.